And here we are. Oh. Ho! And a
Gets me every
ho!
time. Gets me every time.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Tuesday, Iona.
Happy Tuesday,
It's
everybody.
Tuesday. You're
I forget we moved.
No, it's new. I know it's new. We've moved to Tuesday, everybody, but I know it's new even for Iona. See?
Even though the suggestion was made right. Tuesday. And here we got 81 JB. Happy Tuesday. Phil and Iona. Soul Singer.
What's going on?
What's up, Soul Singer? What's up, Jeannie? So glad to have.
We got some the rags are
I-
working us.
telling
Hey,
you
everybody. I can't see him. What's up? Let me see. Okay.
Can you get your comments up?
Let me get my guys'
See,
comments.
I didn't get my Tuesday right, and now
No,
he didn't get his comments up.
Well, I'm not
I mean,
controlling this.
No, you
I'm-
are. You're controlling your comments from your
Yeah, I see that, but
system
it's
that
not.
I
Now
sent
it
you.
came
Now,
up.
now it came
It
up.
came up. Yeah, don't blame me for technology. Okay, the wheels of progress move slowly. I own.
Move. What's up, Christopher Bear? What's up,
What's up,
K9?
CBD?
Ward
Hey,
Wilson?
everybody.
Every everybody. He said, look at him say, don't forget me. Good evening, everyone.
What up, Ward? Yeah, man. I don't know. So, how was your quick weekend from last Tuesday to this Tuesday?
Wow. You know what? This was the first weekend that I got a chance on Sunday to chill. Was in bed watching baseball games. We recorded with the husband. I made breakfast. We just, it was like, and then I don't know about noon, I went back to sleep. It was so
Man,
lovely.
nice,
Really, really needed that little bitty of a
Well,
break.
interesting baseball. That's really interesting for me to hear you say baseball. We talked about that last week, but I think just you and I talked about it, and that we have
Yeah.
a newfound respect for baseball in our more mature chapter
Isn't
that we
that
did not have
something?
as kids because our dad was not a baseball guy, and that's
Right.
what I blame it on. He just wasn't a baseball guy.
Right. He wasn't. So we didn't really, but we went to a couple of games, but we
But we
didn't
loved
really,
going.
we
We
loved
loved
going.
whenever we had the experience, it was great, right? And when we
Yeah.
get to the celebrity games that they did, and or even the little Dodger games that we would go to, I always had a great time. But because he was more of a basketball guy, we were more of a basketball family. You know, it's
Right.
so funny. I think we didn't really take to baseball, but now we are in a strange
We're
way.
doing baseball. Yeah. Otani, come on. Quentin
Come
Williams,
on, man, that dude is crazy.
crazy. Jamaica Sue,
What's up? What's up?
Quentin
Soul Singer
Williams,
saying I
Birdman. Look
binge.
at
What's she
this.
said?
Look
We
at
talking about?
this.
I get together on Tuesday. I binge watched Living Single and saw Mr. Phil Morris, and then the other day I was watching Murder She Wrote marathon, and there I see Miss Iona.
Oh, see, we're just everywhere's.
Did you do Murder She Wrote?
I sure did. I did Murder
What
She
did you
Wrote.
play?
I played the captain. Was I the
Oh,
captain? I was the detective, and I was detecting the murder. Yes, and I had fluffy duffy, Clairol, blow in the wind hair.
really?
Oh,
Do
it
you
was
remember the case? Do you remember the episode?
yes.
And did you work with her directly? Did you have a scene with her?
Okay, so at this
Angela
time, you
Lansbury,
guys.
we're talking about.
Yes, at this time, I'm in my booking mode. I'm just booking a lot. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. Lot of shows, and I worked for 2 days, and then the third day, here comes Angela Lansbury. I was like this,
Tongue tied.
apoplectic. Oh my gosh, there was such an energy of grace, of knowledge,
Yeah, man.
of
Yeah, man.
purpose. I was in my 20s, early to mid 20s, and it was a wonderful experience. I enjoyed it tremendously. She was very loving and very understanding of who she is and how she could possibly affect a young.
Affect people like that.
Yes, yes. It was.
Did you?
It
But
was
did you
really
have
cool.
actually an actual scene with her? Did
Oh
you speak with
yes.
her on camera? Oh,
Oh yes. I had an actual scene.
oh,
She had to talk to me. I was the detective. I was figuring out between these very wealthy tennis people who committed this murder, and I solved the crime. Doggone it!
you saw it clearly. Were you right or wrong?
I was correct.
Ah,
Yes, I was. We
well,
worked together.
I was the MacGuffin. I was the person you thought did it in her show, but didn't do
Oh.
it. So I had a few scenes with
Oh.
her, and
Oh.
at the end, you thought they were coming to arrest me, and they do not.
Oh.
They arrest the real killer.
Oh,
No, it was great. But
really?
working with her was phenomenal, and it'll be one of my enduring honors in my career to work with Angela Lansbury. That's so funny. I didn't know you did Murder She
Yeah,
Wrote.
I did Murder She Wrote, and I also did a cold case L.A.
Cold Case L.A.
Yeah, yeah, it was a cold case. God, I have to look up. I have to IMDb myself, but I say that because everybody thought someone else was the murder, and at the very end, I was the one who committed the crime.
I've been the murderer too.
I
I
was
was
the
the
murderer
murderer on
too.
Diagnosis Murder.
Oh, really?
Yes. I
Oh
don't know.
my
It was the
gosh.
craziest episode, and I forget so many things, but this was so crazy. So it's a bunch of ex-TV spies. Barbara Bain was in it. Robert Culp was in it.
We gotta.
Patrick McGowan was
Oh,
in
we
it.
got a Barbara Bain on the show. Oh my God, really?
And yeah, and I was in it, and my father had been killed, and I was enacting vengeance on the people I thought killed him. So at the
Oh.
end, I'm the one that they're going after while I'm trying to kill the last person who might have been, it might have been Barbara, it might be maybe Robert Culp, I can't remember. But at the end, I'm the one who does it, and they arrest me at the end, and yeah, Dick Van Dyke. So
Oh.
Dick Van Dyke and Angela Lansbury, my gosh,
Oh
yeah,
wow, how much fun that was.
so good. Boy,
How
we just went
much.
on a little tangent there, didn't
Oh
we?
my
Little
God, we
pop
did, we did,
culture
we did pop
tangent.
culture. Well, I did you ever do Martin, Phil?
Yeah, I did Martin many times.
Oh my God, really? I did Martin, and I played Lawrence Hilton Jacobs' wife.
Swingers.
We were swingers, right. We were swingers. I was the so set up businesswoman. I was so professional. We were both just so professional. Tommy Ford, bless his
God rest
soul,
his soul. Yeah.
was alive at that time, and we invited Martin and his friends and his wife Gina to a party at our lovely home. They show up. I've been wearing suits. I come out with this short, tight thing, and Lawrence with his little smoking jacket thing, and we are swingers. It was
Crazy.
It's one of the very popular Martin episodes.
Oh, I
That's
bet.
kind of
I bet
cool.
it was. Oh, I bet you and Lawrence. Hmm. Good looking couple talking about you know what, and
You
Martin
know
getting all
what?
crazy with Gina. Oh, it was fun. I did a
Gina,
couple of them.
Gina didn't come. She did not come to the party.
Oh,
So that made it even more difficult for Martin.
interesting. Well,
Go
interesting. We're
ahead.
talking about so much of this popular culture stuff because what we were going to talk about has to do with communication
Yeah.
and my sojourn the last month or so going to various conventions. And I just came back from one yesterday. Yes, yesterday. Boy, oh boy. From Toronto. And it was at Fan Expo Canada. And I've been at Fan Expo Dallas and Fan Expo Chicago. The Fan Expo people are fantastic. They're fantastico. Fantastic Expo. And I really like their stuff. I really like how they run their organization. And the people that run it are phenomenal. So I met with another friend of mine who I drive up the mountain with, a guy named David, who's a long haul trucker, and he happened to be in Chicago at the time. So I met him in Chicago, and we hung out after the show and went to see. We went to have food at a place called Papa Do's, which is a great New Orleans restaurant, and it was just like you always talk about it. You know what I mean? You're always saying we should get together, we should hang out, we should do stuff together, and then you never quite make it happen. And this was really kind of nice to make happen
Yeah.
and realize. You know what I mean?
That's
There's
great.
a lot to talk about. He was a very interesting cat.
And Kolsch, as a matter of fact, we said, you guys, that we're going to start something. We're going to do it as a lottery. Once a month or once every other month, we're going to have one of you guys come on the show for like 20 minutes, and then we'll see where it flows and where it goes. Give you plenty of time. We're figuring out how we're going to do it. But we chose Kolsch to be our first guest, and that's going to be sometime in October. So, Kolsch, I got your email. I'll be in touch with you, and that'll be a lot of fun to do
Oh
that.
yeah, it'll be a blast. I mean, getting to know him was wonderful, and hearing how he feels about his life and what he's going through, his
Mm.
journey, which makes up who he is. And I was very honored that he shared with me what he shared with me, and his family, how close he is with his family, and the love that they have for one another, and the support system that they are for one another. And you can just tell why he's connected in so many ways, and his admiration for you, Iona, and for the show, and what it brings to him was just really humbling and inspiring. And I really appreciated it as much as I'm sure he appreciated, you know, having a meal or having moments with me. I got so much more out of it because
Mm.
we started this thing. Wait, right? You don't know where it's going to go. You know who's going to touch. We have no idea. And we're not big. We're small. We're inky winky. We're tiny compared to so many other outlets that are out there. But it kind of doesn't matter because we're going to do whatever we do regardless of how many people are listening. And if one of you gains some value or insight from what we're saying and doing, and if we gain a little bit more from what we're saying and doing, then that's the reason for it.
That's the
And meeting with
best.
him was really an illustration of that coming into
Mm.
concrete reality. It was beautiful.
That's so wonderful, Phil. And you're so right. This is, you guys, we start on Thursdays on Instagram for
Thank
two
you,
and a half
Iona.
years. Yeah, it's supposed to be one night. As we say that a lot, but in case there are new listeners, and I realize that everyone who's watching the show is not necessarily commenting. So there are a lot of people who could be watching we don't know, but it's just taken off with a life of its own. And we enjoy the interaction so much with each other and with you guys. It's so cool. We've grown even more so as people. And just to hear how we've touched your lives is everything to us. That means so much. It means we're not talking into a vacuum, and we're actually maybe making some sense as we share with you our lives and also bring guests to you who you hope are fantabulous. And we're going to be growing. We're going to be growing. This is really cool. As a matter of fact, I'd love to go back, Phil, to what you were talking about with your
Hmm.
wonderful experience because you were with Kolsch at this fabulous fan expo in Canada. And then
Well,
also,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
you're with
I'm
some
listening.
other folkses.
Yeah, that was the reason I was at any of these fan expos recently was for those knuckleheads, Patrick Warburton, John O'Hurley, and Larry Thomas, respectively Putty, Jay Peterman, and the Soup Nazi. And I'd done two other ones with a wonderful guy named Wayne Knight, who plays Newman on the show. And
Oh.
that was really why I did them, was to be around those guys. And uh, the other day, honestly, just the other day, I realized that this is going to be a part of my life for the rest of my life.
Mm,
It's going to
mm,
affect people forever. And even though we grew up in that kind of environment with our father doing a show that will live forever, you never expect that you're gonna do something. You hope to you're gonna do something that will resonate for a long time or have deep roots, and this
mm-hmm.
certainly does. And in a way, I never expected, never expected. And to be around those cats was really honorable to hear their stories, how they got the job, who they are, how they started in this business in this crazy world. Is great and inspiring, and you really feel like you're doing the best work of your career when you're surrounded by people like that. And to go to these places and hear the response of the fans, because what we do
Mm,
mostly is this:
yeah.
it's on
Yeah.
video or it's on tape, it's not live, um, so we don't get the hit of the response of the audience or the
Mm-hmm.
people that really are there to see us. I do when I see and go to the conventions because that's what they're there for. They're there to see you, to honor you and the work you've done and how you've affected and touched their lives. The same way Ona was mentioning about this show. But my career has spanned so many decades now,
Oh.
really, that I've affected generations of people whose parents come and bring their kids, whose kids come and bring their parents. whose grandparents come. I mean, you know, not to date myself, but you know, we started young, and I in particular started young professionally and had a lot of early success in various genres, whether it was soap operas or, you know, nighttime kind of dramas or, you know, the Jackie Collins stuff that I would do, the
Mm,
Star Treks that I did, you
Jackie
know.
loved you.
I had a really beautiful, special relationship with her. So it's great to be there and to exchange those experiences with the fans. And they bring you so many beautiful trinkets and memories and pieces of memorabilia. It's super humbling.
Yeah. You know, Phil, you make me think about one night. I think we should have a night where we just show pictures of a lot of the work that we've done. I started to say
Mm.
all, but that might, but all the work we've done. And then
Two
that would,
parter.
yeah, that would be kind of cool. We can tell you some stories and talk about some things. And you guys, us being here, the name of the show, The Vision is Possible, is we're living the vision is possible. And in that, you never know what might happen from living your vision is possible. You never know where it's going to take you. You know, you audition for things, you say, oh, I want to get that part on, example, Seinfeld. I want to get that part on Seinfeld. Wow, what a great character. Oh, I get to do a few episodes. And then it blows up, and Jackie Childs is this incredible character that's going to follow you for the rest of your life. That's going to go with you. I did a crazy little a show called Robotech, and it was an anime, and we were looping it. And it was my first foray into looping, and from that, I got called from one of the writers who was a director producer of X-Men in the 80s. And then I'm doing the voice of Storm, and that has followed me through my career. You just, and what Phil and I always say too
Iona,
is,
tell them what looping is, what looping means,
okay,
what that because that's a separate art in itself. I mean, there's straight voiceover and then there's looping.
looping is when you take a foreign film and and someone else writes English in the dialogue, and then you speak it and you put those words into the mouths of that character. It is one of the most difficult things I've ever done, but I was really good at it. So I went from
Mm.
anime to a lot of foreign films I ended up doing, and it was really fun and gratifying work to do. And so that's what looping is. And
Mm.
it's and what Phil and I talk about, we're artists, we're in the entertainment business, we're actors, director, writer, producers, and but what we always talk about, you guys, can work in whatever field or career you choose in your life. Whatever one you choose, what is your vision? What do you want to see possible in your life? And then, doggone it, go out there and make it happen. That's why some of our guests, we have a lot of people in the entertainment business, but we are going to start bringing people in who are in other fields, who are even in the spiritual realm, who are doctors, lawyers, and have other jobs, everyday people, just to inspire and to uplift our audience and also ourselves. We get a lot out of it, don't we, kiddo?
Well, yeah, selfishly, it's kind of the reason I'm here.
Yeah.
Sorry, people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It ain't
and
about y'all. It's about.
you know, we've had some people in here that are just like regular, normal. Nobody's normal, but people who are not in the industry, in our business, who are not in our
Yeah.
lane, Herman Williams and people like that. And we'll bring
Ah,
more people to
doctor.
the party like that, Dr. Herman Williams. But Iona was talking today about communication, and I think that a lot of this can be wrapped up in that
Mm,
communicating with yourself mainly,
mm-hmm.
finding out what your vision is. And we talk about the vision is possible. People are out there going, well, I don't even know what my vision is. I haven't considered it. What is that? How do I find it? Where do
Mm,
I go to get some of it? And I think that takes a certain amount of time. You have to talk to yourself, be with yourself, um, really be honest with yourself and truthful with yourself, and see where you are in this journey that we call, you know, life. And that's what that's what I work on all the time. I woke up today, you know, like I came in yesterday from Toronto, We were talking about this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very tired, you know. I mean, I haven't really stopped since I started, you know, a month ago in Chicago or Dallas actually, and I don't feel like I'm over the jet lag or anything else. Got up today, had a couple of voiceover auditions, knocked those out, did the best that I could, made my bed, you know, came out, had a little drink, my pre-workout drink, and took my happy booty to the gym, man, to get in it. And I have not been going to the gym quite a bit because I have been on the road. Because I do work out quite a bit. When I go on the road, I give myself a break. You know, if you see me in a gym on the road, take a picture because that is going to be rare. I'm there to see the city. If I do not know the city, and I did not know Toronto, um, I've been there one time in my career. It was wonderful. It's a beautiful, beautiful city, and so I just walked. I walked like 11,000 steps one day, and the next day I walked another 10, just to get out of the hotel, to be free in a city I didn't know, to be exposed to different people and different sights and sounds and smells, and that really energized me. It gave me a lot to go on. Um, and so when I got back here, I think it was really good energy. I wasn't beat up. I wasn't exhausted. You know what I mean? So I could get up and I could continue this great journey that I'm on. And when I'm gone, no, I don't work out like that. I can do that at home. You know, um, if I'm gone for too long, sure, I'm going to do my workouts because I got to stay balanced and maintain myself. But now that I'm back, I'm on a whole, I was telling you on it today, I'm on a whole new level of physical awareness, more movement, more stretching, more pliability, more agility, you know, more strength. So I'm going to go for it. And I don't have time to rest right now.
Hmm.
You know, I don't. I think I got to get to it. And I encourage everybody, if you want something in your life, you really want it, get to it. You'll thank yourself a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's good, Phil. Yes, I want to bring up something here that Soul Singer said that I actually um, put down while you were speaking. Write down the pros and cons of your life. What do I need? Where do I need to be? What do I see for myself? Talk it through. That's so true, and that's just what
Hmm.
you were
Hmm.
talking about, Phil.
Right.
It,
Right.
it's so important to know
That's the
yourself.
way to be real, right? We
Yeah.
say be real, whatever the, and then we say, well, how do you do that? That's a very good way to do it. What am I not doing? Those are the cons, right? Don't beat yourself up, but give
Mm-hmm.
yourself truth. Give yourself truth and
Mm-hmm.
see where you are, where you need to clean your act up, and give yourself credit for the things that you are doing in the affirmative for yourself. It's such good advice.
So much so. It's what do you need to do? Who am I in this moment? And it changes
Mm.
as we grow,
Stop it,
right?
Iona. You
As
so
we
good.
grow and get older, you too,
Who am
baby
I?
love.
Yeah,
Who
go
am
ahead.
I?
I got something to say about this. Yeah, go ahead.
Because so often you think, well, I'm with myself all the time. I know who I am. I know what's going on with me. You talk to everybody else, but do you communicate with you? And I'll tell you, one time I got really sick. I still remember I was doing a play at the Pasadena Playhouse and got really sick. They took me to the hospital, and I was sick for 4 days. I had to drop out of the play, and I stayed at Phil and Carla's house for about 3 or 4 days, and then I went
Right.
home. And I've been sick before, but never like that. And I remember lying in my bed, and I was thinking, oh, this is a little thing, but I always like to break down things to just everyday stuff. I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh, I want to paint my room. I want different colors in my bed. What do I want? I had no idea.
Mm.
So I sat there and I went, I don't know what I like. I don't know. And I took several days, visualized it, and went out and bam, walked in a store and it was right there. Then it took me into my life. What am I missing about who I am and what I want in my life?
Mm.
Sat down, took time to have that conversation with me, hard things to look at. What's the truth? Instead of the vision of what is possible, of what is wonderful, and all the kind of frilly stuff that you may think of. I went this and that and the other. Who am I really? What am I adding to the world? What am I adding to myself? How can I be honest with me? whew, and I'll tell you, it was eye opening. It changed me and how I auditioned. It changed me in how I met people. It changed me in the way I was living my life in a most positive way. And because I got to know me. We spend so much time, I think, getting to know others, right? And we don't spend
I
time getting to know ourselves.
have a question. Was it that easy? Was it
Heck no.
scary? Was it
Oh,
what
it,
was the
it,
process like?
it was very scary, and it felt silly at times. I'm sitting here talking to myself and I'm writing in my journal. But once I got into the flow of it,
Mm.
it was eye opening as to what was important to me and what wasn't important to me anymore. I'd say around this time I was in my early mid 40s. And I remember I rededicated myself. At that time, I was doing a lot of acting and, excuse me, helping people create one person shows. I rededicated myself to that. And what I mean by that is my focus was stronger. I felt like I was just kind of going through the motions because I'm working, people are calling me out, but my focus was stronger.
Mm.
And I enjoyed the process of what I was doing even more, which made me more creative. More work came my way. I met more people at the time. And I'm feeling that I'm in another journey in that right now. As I
Yeah,
told you,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
working
yeah, yeah.
on,
I can feel it from you.
right, the weigh-ins, and
Mm.
I really wanted to be stronger in what I want to do as a director and coming back to acting, which I haven't, you guys, I haven't acted in over 10 years.
Shame, people. I'm
But
just
it's
saying the
really,
world's missing it.
oh
World's
my
missing
God.
it.
Look at what Coach Soul just wrote, baby. I just said that. Every
Every
10
10
years we
years.
should be someone, shoot.
Hmm.
Shoot.
He's seeing the future.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if it's someone new or it's sharpening who you are now.
well, I think you
Kind of the
mentioned that.
same
I think
thing.
what he's saying is that
Yes.
you shed that thing that you don't need anymore, and you accept the things
Exactly.
that you know are working for you, or the things that you know would work better for you. Um, I literally the other day was talking to a gentleman, and people ask me all the time about my workouts and what I do and how do I stay fit and all these things. And the same cat asked me, not same cat, but another cat asked me this, and this is a pretty high level executive producer of a show, nice guy. I really like him a lot, and he's pretty fit. But he was like, well, "What do you do?" And I I said to him, every time I go to the gym or I do anything, I ask myself, who am I in this? Who am I in this?
Mm.
Who am I in the gym? Who am I in this relationship? Who am I when I go shoot baskets? Who am I when I go shoot the guns that are the firearms that I shoot? Who am I when I'm driving? Who am I when I'm dealing with my life? Who am I? How do I provide the me that is the best part of me to this
Mm.
particular thing? Whether it's, excuse me, golf, or we're talking about sports and we're talking about working out and all that stuff. It was all commensurate with life, of course.
Exactly.
But that's the question I ask myself. Am I fully who I need to be in this? Have I done the work? Have I done the training? Have I put myself in the best position? Who am I in this? And when I keep doing that,
Mm.
then I keep wanting to answer it, And if you think
Hmm.
about it, there's never going to be the perfect answer, and you're never going to be the perfect person, and you're never going to be perfect in it, but you'll always be striving for it.
Hmm.
We talk about the conventions, and I think last time I told you that there was a guy who came to my table who was another Wing Chun artist, and just the exchange of that shows me where I am. Just my When I train Wing Chun, when I train like that, I have to be ultimately present, and then I can really see who I am. Am I clear in
Hmm.
this? Do I
Hmm.
have am I sharp? Um, and that is an indicator. That's how we know, right? You guys have to find, or should find, or challenged to find the things that will tell you what will make you your own authentic self, that will give you the indication of who you are in it.
That's
You
right.
know, it takes training. It just doesn't happen because you wake up one day and I want to be that. I really want to change. I'm just going to change tomorrow because I'm a good person. You know,
Mm.
yes, being a good person is valuable. I'm not saying you shouldn't be. I'm just saying that your actions speak much louder than your intention. And you can intend all you want. I don't remember I used to have a license plate that said "I intend to."
Yes. Oh
Remember
wow.
that?
Oh wow. Oh
It
wow.
was on a
Yes.
it was on a pea green Pinto, little horrible car.
Oh
It was horrible.
gosh.
And I had this license plate that said "I intend to," because everybody would say to me, "Phil, you gonna get rid of that car?" Just point to
I
my license
intend
plate.
to.
You gonna get a new car? Point to my license plate. I
and now
intend to.
and now what are you driving,
And
baby?
now, yeah, I got a couple nice ones. But my point is, intention was cool and it was an interesting catchphrase. But until I got to the point where I could actually act and go get a different car, it was just a good idea.
Yeah.
It's just a clever license plate. So, but when I did act, like Iona said, what are you driving now? Yeah, I drive some really nice cars and intend to get more. That's just one example of what I'm saying. Who are you in it, man?
Right. And so interesting you would say that, Phil, because I feel that when I'm just at the gym and I'm on the bike, or when I'm working out and
Mm,
I'm moving my muscles and I am shifting different parts of my body and my feet of where I want my intention to go of what I'm stretching in that moment, you
yes.
know? And
Yes. It's a
and
full experience.
it's a full experience and I pull that in my life. I'm going to work every day on the set, and what am I bringing every day on that set to everyone? I hope that's in my sphere of what I'm creating, of what I'm there of service for. I'm working with these two little kids, 5 and 7 years old. They're brilliant children. They're fabulous. What am I bringing to everyone around me? And I think that's really important for us to think of, not only what we are getting out of it, because it can't just be all about, let me learn about me and this is what I'm going to go out there in the world and get for
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It also needs to relate to, how are you in the world? How are you relating to others? Remember, I know. I'm always talking about. We talk about you. People are always watching you. You never know, and they're not always watching you to judge you. A lot of times they're watching you, going, "Wow, how are they smiling through so much through the day? How are they getting so much done? How are they doing what they're doing? The inspiration of what you bring to your everyday, without you even knowing it, without you maybe not intending it, it is going to be inspiring others. It just, we don't live in a vacuum. There aren't walls around any one of us, so no one's looking at us or paying
Mm-hmm.
attention to what we are doing. And I think that's important to remember, that you are reflecting out, or you are get your light is on, like Oprah would say,
Mm-hmm.
and people are watching what you're
Yeah.
doing. Quentin Williams says you should always strive to do better. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a process. It takes time and patience. So many people are like, Phil, don't you find this? Oh, I got to get it today. Especially in America, we are a right now kind of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Yeah. We want instant gratitude, instant gratification. I just said I walk through the city. I walk through the city. What do
Mm-hmm.
I do? I people watch.
Mm-hmm.
I people watch. I'm not judging. I just want to see. I want to know. I want to feel. I want to hear. I want to smell. I want to taste. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
not a judgment
yeah,
thing, but yeah, Iona's right. People's antennas are up. You know, what are you doing? Are you contributing? Are you pulling away from it? Are you
yeah.
contributing to the whole? Or are you taking away? Remember, I said, who are you in it?
Come on,
Who
Phil.
am I in it? Not who
Come
am I?
on.
Who am I in it?
Yeah.
As I pertain to the whole, who am I? What am I bringing to this whole? Am I contributing
Mm-hmm.
to the whole? Am I hearing the whole? How can I
Oof.
be who I need to be so I can be a part of this whole thing? Not so I can be a part of, not so I can be a part, but
Mm-hmm.
so I can be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that we're much greater when we're unified. We're much greater when we stand together. When we're much greater when we understand each other. We're much greater when we find each other and support and lift each other up,
Right.
as opposed to just lifting yourself up. You know, did you understand? The act of lifting yourself up does two things. It helps you and those around you who are looking to you, as Iona just said.
Mm.
If you're walking with grace and gratitude and a light, people want a piece of that.
Come on.
They want to know where that come from.
Come on.
I want that. I want what that person's got going on. How do I
That's
get me a
right.
piece?
Uh,
So
Coach says here, baby, the beauty is discovering parts of ourselves that we haven't yet accessed. This part is exciting. I love that because that speaks to so much what you're saying. You know, you go out, whenever I travel, Phil, too, everybody knows. They may be, I will go somewhere for a party. I'll go to, as I just said, I went to Pittsburgh for a party, but I'm going out in the city.
I will go somewhere for a
I'll
party.
go, you know. I, I want to walk out in the city. I want to go and see what I don't know. I'll find a new restaurant. You run into new people. When I was in Boston, when Youngo came to visit me, I was gone a month. My husband had to come and visit me for about 3 days. We went walking. We just walked out our front door. We found this great African, Moroccan restaurant. And it was really cool. We talked to these people. Talking to people who don't look like people you think would want to even say hello to you is like the coolest thing to me. And in Boston, with my husband, with Youngo, we found those people and they found us. And we had great conversations with people. And we get to grow, access other parts of ourselves.
That's exciting. Cole says it.
Exciting.
It's exciting, man.
Mhm.
We got to stop being daunted by stuff and deterred and pushed aside. You know, we need to be more inclusive in our own journey of the things that
Yes.
are out there that inspire us. You know, we live in fear a lot. You know, we
Mm.
live with anxiety and nervousness and I understand. You know, understand. I do. I have my own. We all have our own thing. It's just we have to try and be better for ourselves. You
Come
know,
on. Love yourself first before you can love anybody else. You can
let
tell
your light
somebody you
shine.
love them,
Yes, sir.
and then if you go and, but I don't really like me. I don't really know. I don't. Well, how could you really love completely if you don't love you? And we're not perfect. I love me, but I'm not perfect. I've got my shit. And
Crazy.
some of it, I know it ain't gonna change. That's just
No,
not gonna
that's
change.
right.
And others, I work on. I work on a lot. And I love me for that because I'm not going to stop working on it.
No, Jeannie. You see what Jeannie just wrote?
Let me get Jeannie. What part?
Come
Jeannie
on
said,
now.
come on, tell me, where's Jeannie's? Tell me,
She
where's
said, I
Jeannie's?
started a new, I'll read it to you. I
Please.
started a new career as a librarian at age 61. Very different
Oh,
from my 32
there you
years as a
are.
bookkeeper. I'm loving it. I was
Oh,
nervous, but I'm glad I'm doing it.
oh,
That's it,
love
man.
it. And so is everybody
That's
else,
it.
Jeannie.
That's it, man. That's it. That's living it.
Mm,
You know, that's being about it. At 61, I'm like, hey, look,
come on.
don't tell me I ain't got a shot.
Recreate yourself,
I got
baby,
a
at
shot
any
every day of
age.
my eyes. So you're saying I got a shot?
That's why I got a shot. You know, that should be, Coach So talked to us about merch. To be on a t shirt. I got a shot. Every day
I
I
got
open
a
my
shot.
eyes. I
So
got
you
a
saying I
shot.
got a shot?
So you saying I got a shot?
So you
You
saying I got
know,
a shot? Okay.
and Jeannie, you are a librarian at a tough time in our country. Who I never thought that in my America, and I'm going to say my because I'm going to say from my point of view, and then you guys can put in your
Chime
pronoun.
in.
Yeah, that there would be a banning of books. There would be a burning of books. So I am so grateful that you took on this love that you have at this time because we need our librarians. We need our librarians to bring in good books. We need our librarians to stand firm, and everyone who is hearing at the sound of our voices, we need to stand up for them so that we can stop this.
We need critical thinkers. We need a discerning public. And the only
Come
way to
on.
do that is to triangulate your reality. You cannot get all of your information from one fountain.
Come on,
You have to
baby.
drink from different fountains of information
Yes.
and knowledge. And I know Jeannie's a good librarian, and good librarians to me, when I was going to the library, not only would they give you the references that you would want, they would also suggest things that maybe you didn't know
That's right. That's
and
right.
give you knowledge beyond what your scope of reference would be at that time.
That's
And so
right.
we have to take that forward. I know I am. Listen, I only tell you the things that I'm doing. I don't know anything else. I'm taking all of these things that I tell you, I'm putting them into practice for my own life. I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to understand other things beyond my own narrow minded perception of things.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I
Mm.
don't say that to get myself down or to any shade on me. It's to humble me so that I can take on greater knowledge of things that are greater and bigger than me. I love documentaries for that very reason.
Mm.
I binge watch a documentary in a
Mm.
heartbeat
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, because of what it shows me, and I'm a visualist, so it really is cool to see this being played out in a television show or series or what have you. So I really like it. But that's what I'm working on. I'm working on expanding my frames of reference so that I
Mm-hmm.
am more as opposed to less. So congratulations,
Yes.
Jeannie. Congratulations, man.
Woohoo. Love it.
Love it.
You know, here's something that that soul singer is saying. Let that mess you had to endure be a message to help someone. Let that test be a testimony on how you got over. Tell your past, it's over. I'm in love with my future, and I bet you're even saying I'm in love with my present. Soul singer. That's what the Vision Impossible show is about. That's what we talk about. What was the stuff you went through to get to who you are now? And let that, listen, no plants grow without some shit in the soil.
Boom.
Come
They
on
call it
now.
fertilizer, but y'all know what it is.
Yeah, none of it. It comes from it. None of it.
Purdy doo doo.
None of it grows without that stuff in the soil. And look what beautiful flowers. Look where our sustenance of what we eat comes from. And that's what happens to us. Shoot, Phil and I could talk about we've talked about some situations, and as long as we have the show, we'll talk about some situations in our lives that have happened that have made us cry, that have made us wonder if I'm on the right road. And our guests
Downright
come on.
stumble and fall.
Come on, fall. It's not how you fall, it's how you get up. And that you do get up. And that is what we all need to know. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. It always does. I love this. Access other levels of humanity. Boy, Quentin, you are just, whoo, he is alive and talking stuff. Him and all you guys, Coach, all you guys are just sharing so much. We inspire people without us even knowing. Just by the way we carry ourselves. That's right, soul singer. You know, we were talking, Phil, that our communication is our topic tonight, and boy, it's so expansive. And one of the things about communication that also comes up with me is talking to friends who we have been distant from, or being in a situation that is not so groovy. I'll give you an example. Someone said something to me today, and they said it to me in such a kind of disrespectful way. I barked. Came home, getting ready for the show, and I went, wow. Let me tomorrow go to them and apologize. I didn't yell. I just back at them. Yeah. I said, let me go, because, you know, in that moment, I could have gone, okay, let's relax. This is the situation. Now, later on in the day, I did come back to them, but I want to really address it. I don't want I came back to them about, well, X and Y has been fixed, and I would have told you about it earlier, but we were all busy. But I want to come back to them tomorrow and say, I want to apologize for barking back at you and let you know it's all good. Things are being fixed. It was busy at the time.
So you're in process right now. You have not resolved that yet.
No, no, no. I'm gonna go. I thought about it
Okay.
as we were
Okay.
getting
Okay.
ready
Here,
today.
I have something that I want to share with you, and I have been very tonight. I feel reflective, yet present in this communication. So here's what I mean.
Mm.
We I was just at this last convention in Toronto. Land in Toronto, everything's working great. Come out of the luggage area. Organizers are right there. Johnny on the spot. Everybody's there. It's beautiful. They're like, we'll
Oh.
wait for everybody else. Go into the restroom. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Go into the restroom. They say there's going to be some autograph hunters that are going to be there when you get out. So just be careful. Don't. I'm like, all right, good, got it. So I come out. Yep, sure enough, there's some autograph hunters there. I got a bunch of pictures. I'm just signing them. I think it's goodwill. And remember, I'm going to a show. And at this show, people pay good money to get into the show. They pay money. And then when they come to your table, they pay money for these autographs. So these autograph hunters aren't just doing it because they love you. They're doing it because they're going to put that stuff online and sell it later on. Whatever, that's their business, not mine. I'm a dinosaur. I come from a time where we used to just sign anything you put in front of us. We just sign it because we were honored that you were giving us love, right? Okay. But now this is a business, all right? And the handlers had warned me that they were going to be there. They didn't tell me not to sign anything, but I could see that, they would prefer I didn't. All right. We
Hmm.
go outside the airport. We go to the street, and another guy shows up who hadn't been there and hadn't gotten any autographs, and he's got a bunch of pictures that he wants me to sign. And I say, I'm so sorry, I can't. I got to get in the car. Well, he wasn't happy with that. So he continues to ask me why not, and I said, why did you sign these guys' pictures and you're not signing mine? And I realized then why my organizers did not want me to sign anything, because then that opens that can of worms, which it did. Well, I told them I wasn't going to sign. I said, they got lucky, and I'm sorry, but I got to get in the car. I got to go. Which wasn't the best answer, to be honest with you. Let's just be real. That wasn't the best answer,
Mm.
but that's what I told him. What I could have said was, if you want an autograph, excuse me while I fix this. I'm so sorry to yell. If you want an autograph, come to this show tomorrow. I'll be happy to sign. That's not what I said. He was like, well, to give me a reason. I said, well,
Oh.
right now, because I don't want to. He started to say something else. I said, you asked me. I told you. Now it's time for you to roll on. And I was about to get very LA, LA on him. Because if he had one more look at me, I might have had that reaction. All right, I tell
Mm.
you this story because I got in the car and I left, and I didn't feel great about that. I'm just not that kind of person. I don't like that kind of energy. I don't like that static.
Hmm.
But I didn't know this person. They were gone. So the next day I come down to the organizers and I apologize to them. I say, I'm sorry about that situation. It's not my thing. It's not my energy. Um, I could have handled it differently. And they were very supportive of me. Phil, don't worry. We say this all the time. He should have backed off. He didn't. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm on the floor signing. Who comes over to my table? But this gentleman. I look at him. I say, we good? He's like, yeah, yeah, we're good. Um, would you sign a picture for me? I was like, absolutely. I signed a picture for him. Didn't mention anything about it. The story's not over. Rosario Dawson came to the show, and they picked her up at the airport. She's hungry, wants to eat somewhere outside of the airport. Let's find someplace way out of Dodge, get some food. They go to some place way out of Dodge to get some food, out of Toronto to get some food. You go to this place, that dude is there. He didn't know she was going to be there. He just happened to be there. He goes over to the table where the organizers are
Oh no.
and apologizes to them for
Oh.
how he had behaved with Phil Morris the night before. So, you never
Mm.
know. Our communication, listen, we talk about stuff that you might think we're smooth and we know everything we're saying. Yes, we do. We're very smart people, but life happens to us the same way it happens to everybody else.
Hmm.
And the reason we know what we know, and I can't unknow the things that I know, is because the universe shows me the truth. The truth was, The universe was saying to me, my opinion, Phil, it's good. It's all right. You got the lesson. You can handle this differently, sure. But this gentleman was not in the right, and he was more wrong or not in the right than you, and he had something he had to clear up. And I'm working for him right now. Okay, so cool your jets. It's all good. I work in mysterious ways, and it was really beautiful, man. I really was appreciative of those moments, and I'll never see
Mm-hmm.
this guy again. I don't believe, but it was resolved in a way that was incredibly organic and authentic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
was pretty special, man.
Mm-hmm.
We
I
special
love
energy around us.
I love that. I love that, Phil. And and my feeling of is it's about to get Bruce Lee on him, Phil.
Yeah, I was, one more jaw clench.
Right.
Yeah, but
And
that's the thing. That's why I say we're just like everybody else. I'm not a saint.
mm-hmm.
I have my triggers. I got my switches. I got my hot buttons. And if you hot button me, you get me at the wrong time. I'm tired. I'm, whatever. Then you gonna get the horns. I'm just that. I'm not a retiring flower, right? So I will respond. I will react the same way Iona's gonna react. We ain't no punks, basically. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how we look at it. But a lot of times it is hardly about that. And that's it. That's it too, I guess.
Yeah, I'm so with you, honey. And this is not. Oh, I'm so sorry. Nah. When I see her tomorrow, but it is just a you okay? What
We good?
we
Yeah.
good? We got this right here, because and I think that's important to do. Your situation was somewhat different. And I totally get it. I actually love the way you handled it when you said, "Are we good?" Because I think that's important to address some of those things. That's why that phrase is so popular. The elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You say, "Oh, you have a problem with someone at work. You go to work the next day, and we're like, I'm just gonna forget about it. It's gonna be fine." But it lingers. It just lingers, and somebody's got to be the bigger person to come forward and speak about it.
God,
And
Hannah, my goodness, that's such a great point. Oh, I wish that were more prevalent. We see it in this
mhm,
the media today and this fake news thing and communication. Quentin Williams says communication is a big thing. It's a huge thing. It's such a huge thing that it can be perverted to create wars and start all kinds of bad stuff. Because, like
mm,
Iona said, people don't just own up and fess up and be the bigger person. Is being the bigger person being honest and truthful? Is that what it's come to now? That we can't all just live in the truth and see what's particularly morally um, appropriate for our society? Are we
right,
really that diverse? I mean, that at odds?
right. Or do we really need to be stuck in being right?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it costing you to be like that? I do feel energy. When I have anything with people, we all feel it. We all, if it's good, bad, whatever it is, we all feel it. You try and mask it and go, "Oh, I'm not going to talk to them. They're blah blah." You don't have to be friends with everybody. All you have to do is just clear the air for you, and then you never know how they're going to take it. You hope they might take it well, and sometimes if they don't, that's okay. Are you clear?
Mm-hmm.
Did
Mm-hmm.
you? Are you okay? Are you peaceful? Did you make a great attempt to make it clear? Okay. I see K9 Art Kolsch says we often look at celebs and or folks like Iona and Phil. We realize their behavior. I
We
studied the
analyze their behavior.
analyze their behavior. Thanks, Phil. I studied the way Phil communicated with me. His aura, energy reaffirmed my way of behaving, reacting.
Mm.
Beautiful.
Special. It was a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah.
Um, yes. I might want to save this until the end.
Okay. Use it on the end.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's all about this. I was in these places for a very specific reason. I was at these shows for a very specific reason. You think you're in a place for one thing, and you're there for something else. and you don't always know what it's for, nor should you, because you shouldn't control your journey that tightly. You should allow for the vagaries of your
Mm-mm.
journey and your path to show you and inform you who and where you are and where you're going. You can't control it all. You can't know it all. It's impossible. No one does. No one will ever. So
Mm.
it's best that you are with an open mind and a giving heart in these experiences. And for me, being in these experiences and operating that way is everything.
Everything.
It's everything. If you see me at these conventions and there's nobody in my line, you will see me laughing, dancing, joking. I might go to the next line and literally go, "No waiting over here. You got no waiting here. You can just come right over. I'm signing stuff. I'm funny. I'm cool. You'll dig it." And I go, "No, no, no. I really like this person, whoever it is. I really like Lou Ferrigno or whoever you trying to see." Um, but my point is, I carry my joy with me. It's not predicated on whether or not there's a bunch of people in line. It's not predicated on whether or not they have good food there. It's not predicated on whether. It's predicated on me.
That's right, baby.
You know, and so that's what you're going to experience when you see me at these conventions. That's what I'm trying to get from you,
Because you like you. You're
pretty
enjoying your
much.
day.
Oh, I
You're
love it. Yeah, oh,
enjoying
I
the
dig it. I
moment.
dig it
You're
the
not
most. I dig
relying upon anybody else to decide whether you're going to have a good day or
it.
not.
Hmm.
No,
Hmm.
you don't give anybody that power. And even if somebody makes you mad, you can clear that up right away. It's a choice on how you respond to everything. No one can make you. They might have made you mad, but you have the decision whether you stay mad and how mad you get. Somebody makes me happy. I remember I've said this before. I said this to my husband when we were first, before we weren't husband and wife. And we were hanging out and I said, "Oh, you make me so happy." He said, "No, no, no. I don't want to make you happy. I want you to be happy and then we can be happy together." As an independent woman, I friggin' love that.
Hmm.
So then I can still
Oh.
be me, you
Hmm.
know? Like Quentin, you have to keep your peace and happiness, have that positive energy to keep yourself balanced. I want to show some more stuff, Phil. You went to
Yeah. Well, that's part of my my rap is that I am gonna do my little rap because guys, I have been on the road forever, and I can feel my energy waning a little bit.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too, baby, but I'm
But
with
while I'm
you.
only showing those things, show those things again. Show those
Okay,
things again.
good.
Show those items again, and then the
Good.
other things too. But just stay on this for a second.
Good.
So these are books that I got when I was at the various conventions. On the left is the Black Adam that was written by a guy named Jeff Johns, and Jeff Johns is an amazing, amazing comic book writer. Amazing. I went to his table because, as you all know, I'm a comic book fan and I love comics dearly. And writers right now are hot. I'm not a real comic book collector. These are the things that I kind of collect these days. These compilation tomes. So I met Jeff Johns there, and he saw me and he knows me well. And I was like, "I just have to get this from you." And he goes, "You can have it, but you're not paying for it." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "No, no, 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 no. You're not paying for this. I'm giving this to you." So he gave it to me, signed every single one of the books that's in there. There's like three or four books that are in there, signed every one of them. We exchanged numbers. We're going to have lunch. He lives here in Los Angeles. He and I are going to have lunch and just hang out. And I'll get a chance to know one of the great comic book writers in history. The middle book is a book called Invincible, penciled by a guy named Ryan Otley. So he's the artist. And a guy named Robert Kirkman is the author. And I have these books in individual issues, and he signed it to me, and I paid for that one, and he gave it to me. It was phenomenal. But he was a big fan of mine. I was a big fan of his. And the one on the right is Super Sons by Peter J. Tomasi and several other contributors. But Peter was the one who signed this for me, and so my rap, and you can put me up, or you can actually
Mm-hmm.
show the next one with the cups and the top, boom, boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom.
Yeah, I wanted to go
Um,
there.
these are the things that people bring to us. These are the things that the reasons why I go. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you see on the left, you see all the people at the panel that we had for the Seinfeld crew, and then on the right are items that were brought to me by one particular fan, who brought me a book of my days in Mission Impossible. The picture is of my friend Nicole Ryan, who just recently passed, her husband Jay, and
Oh.
myself, and on below it says friends. And she brought that to me, never having met any of them, but knowing that that had happened to a friend of mine. And then
Wow.
the cup on the right is a coffee cup that she made with pictures of my family and everybody in it, and my kids and my wife and my dad. And yeah, it's just special. It's special what they do and how they come to you and bring you certain things. So my final little words for us tonight um, is to share yourself, share of yourself, share your thoughts, share your heart, share your mind. So many people I saw there that I don't know. An actress named Gina Carano,
Oh, I
um,
love her.
a guy named Ben McKenzie, an actor Ben McKenzie was on the OC, Gotham. Um, he's a phenomenal actor, a wonderful actor. He did a show with Regina King and Michael Cudlitz called gosh, what was that? Just went out of my head. It was a cop show, Southland. Very good show, excellent show. He's a brilliant actor. His wife is a woman named Morena Baccarin. Morena Baccarin plays the girlfriend in all of the Deadpool movies. Exceedingly beautiful, stunning. Rose McGowan, I saw. So all these people I'm going to tell you about because I've known them or I don't know them, but I respect the hell out of them. I went up to every single one of them. Giancarlo Esposito was another one. I
Oh, love
expressed to
him.
them how I feel about their work. If I had an experience with them, which I did with Ben, Rose, and Morena when they were younger, and to see where they have gone, to see how they have matured, the journey as artists that they are on. Another gentleman, Cameron Monaghan, who was in Shameless and Gotham. He's a young actor who is just exceedingly talented. I took the time to, I don't know these people, they're not friends of mine, but I went over to them, I introduced myself, and I shared with them my thoughts about their journey, my thoughts about their talent, my thoughts about who they are. And they shared with me certain inner thoughts that they had, and they were grateful. With Cameron, I told him the two roles that you played, he played the Joker in Gotham, and he played the youngest son in Shameless, opposite Bill Macy and so many wonderful actors.
Mm.
And they're so different. I said, this to me speaks to the longevity of your career. And I've seen it, and I just know that I want to be encouraged by people. It's why I'm there. I want my spirit nourished by someone, and I need to be shown that I'm on the right path. I need to be helped through these waters that we call life. Um, and so I do my best to express myself to the people that I respect, whether I know you or I don't. If I feel there's a moment where I can share that with you, I want you to know. I want you to understand beyond what you might know, or what your parents might tell you, or your friends might tell you, that there's somebody in the world who is championing you, who is watching you, as Iona said, to bring this full circle, beyond the you that knows that you're being watched, and that you're doing a good job. You should give
Mm.
yourself credit and honor yourself because I honor you. So that's what kind of what I wanted to share.
Mm. I love that, Phil. That was beautiful. Um, I was going to go to something else, but I'll give my last final words too. We talked about a few things tonight, coming from communication that took us into communicating with our bodies, took us into communicating with our hearts and our souls, with ourselves. So much reaction tonight about that. I wish for all of us to get to know ourselves better, to give ourselves a break, to not be so hard on ourselves. And if you do find that you are hard on yourself, take a breath and think about the good things about you. First of all, you're the one who got here through the vessel of your mother. You're the chosen one, baby, at this point in time in the universe to be here. So love up on you and take some time to make sure you know who you are. What do you want to do in this world? What makes you happy? What gives you breath of life every day? What gets you up in the morning to get back out there and to fight for what you want, to love up on people? What is it about you that you love? Oh, there's something to love. There's always something to love. Love, like, respect, honor, cherish you first, and watch what happens and how you respond in the world. Wow. It's going to be magnificent. And that's what I want to share with you tonight. And I know, Philly, you're tired. Before you go, baby, I just want to say, every Tuesday, you guys, here we are. And I want to share this with you. The Vision is Possible is a weekly conversation about making what you see for your life possible, using our own life experiences and the journeys taken by our guests as inspiration. And I have the QR code down there, and it's called Soul. If you saw, that's the QR code. Scan it, copy it, share it with people, tell people we're here. As we've done before, here's where you can find Phil. Here's where you can find me. Sorry. Excuse me. Here's where you can find our show. And I'm moving just a little quickly because I know my baby brother's tired.
It's all good.
And I feel you.
No need to rush.
We love you guys so much. I've known Phil all his life. And Coach So, what you say is the truth. He's a good guy. And I'm so grateful, baby, to be doing this, whatever we're doing on Tuesday nights now with you and all of you who are here with us. It means so much to us. So we love you. Have a great week. See you later. And like I always say, night, Philly. Love you.
Yes, see you in a week.